Welcome to the cockpit. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot tonight. Not a whole lot to talk about. We got a little bit of news. We got LeVeon Bell reporting to Florham Park. Guess what? One day before mandatory off-season training activities. So I guess he's not that bad of a guy. He shows up for the practices. Jets for life. You're my favorite channel. I like you too. You're alright. You're one of my favorite people. Alright, guys. We're going to do the same way we always do. We're going to do comment questions for the first half hour. Then we'll switch it over to the calls. And we'll do a little bit of call-in questions and discussion. Let's see if... Ooh, my audio is bad. Okay. Check. Audio. Let me know. Alright, audio is bad. Let's see what we got going on with the audios. Ooh, I am a little choppy. Let's see if this is working. How's the audio? Pause for delay. Nope, still not working. Check. Internal microphone. Check. Here we go. Okay. Now we got some audio. I think that's working. Can't hear you. Becca's messing with you. She's turning off the lights again. So I gotta do. I gotta get him a new mic. Let's see if it works. Since the computer. All right, audio's working. Boom. I don't know why the audio wasn't working. I apologize if the lights are not the lights. If the mic is not as great as it normally is. Okay. All right, how's everyone doing? Let's look at some comment questions. Let's get some jet stuff going. Because now that I'm like 2 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever, into this live stream, you guys can actually hear me. How is your week? What is the news going on with the Jets? You hear Ndamukong Suh is with the Bucks now, and oh God, what's the other news? McCoy is with the Panthers, apparently. It's interesting. Apparently, McCoy took a discount to go play with Cam Newton. That's what I heard. Delay party. 1 year table is now available. I'm sorry, Steven. Sorry. God. Crackling now. All right, so I'm crackling a little bit. I apologize. You guys dealt with me through some internet issues last week. Some phone calls getting dropped. People were getting ejected. I am all about trying to get this thing working for you guys. And I've set up a little network attached storage device that's pulling some of my upload speed and download speed away from my live stream. So it's maybe something I need to turn off and try to figure out. So in the future, if it's not working, well, hopefully I can fix it. Keep hearing Douglas is pretty much a done deal. Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. I'm hoping that's the case because from what I've heard, he is pretty good. And I'll be honest, I haven't done enough research into him because I feel like as soon as I make a video, we're gonna wind up hiring someone else, and I'm gonna be like, I'm such a big dummy, and I wasted all my time on this. And who knows? Hopefully this is decided this week. Apparently they finished the first round of interviews. I'm sure we'll bring in guys for a second interview. Let's see. No GM yet. Saw Douglas in a picture at Eagles practice a little while ago. Well, because he's not hired yet. Got to keep doing what you're doing. Because if you start not showing up to Eagles practice and we don't hire you, then you look like a big dummy. Can't do that. This thing like, I wonder if the microphone wasn't working because I didn't have, well, it hasn't needed a battery because it's plugged in. But the battery was low, so that's possible. We'll see. I had a new microphone on my list of things to get, and it just hasn't happened yet because it's been working fine. I would be surprised if they take anyone other than him. Yeah, I agree. I think there's been so much smoke around that topic that I'd be pretty surprised as well. Although, did anyone else see, I shouldn't even bring up his name because he bothers me so much, Manish Mehta. He is a terrible reporter. If you follow him, but unfollow him because I don't think he's very good. I unfollowed him. I did follow him for a little bit because I was like, oh, you know what, he might be all right. And then I started watching all his stuff, and he always tweets after, like, Samini tweets or after, like, Schefter tweets. And he's like, oh, inside sources or this or that. Well, there was a tweet that he put out. Let me see if I can find it. There was a tweet that he put out, and, oh, God, what did he say? He said something along the lines of LeVeon Bell for Comeback Player of the Year. And Samini tweeted underneath it and said, coming back from what? Because Comeback Player of the Year is for a player that was injured, and Le'Veon Bell is not injured, and Manish Mehta can go kick rocks. Now, there's a petition, actually. I should have linked it down below, but if you go to my Instagram, or I don't think it was on my Twitter, I think it was just on my Instagram. You go to my Instagram, you can actually sign a petition for the New York Daily News to fire Manish Mehta. Which is kind of silly because it's just driving more traffic to his page, more likely than not, and won't get him fired at all because there's people like clicks and people are going to click on stuff. So, there's that. If they don't hire Douglas, I would be fine with Fontenot or Fitterer. Don't know who either of those two guys are. I'll be honest, I've only done slight research on Douglas, and I have not tried to dive into anyone else. So if you're looking for an informed opinion on the GM thing, probably better switch channels. It's one of those things that I am not very dialed into at the moment. And I don't know. I think there's probably better sources for GM information than myself at this particular point in time. But once you hire someone, I will do all my research and I will get you a video on what I genuinely think of it. But until then, you're going to have to wait. Those two were his inside leaks at Florham Park. Who? Who are you talking about? I don't know who you're talking about. You look at the guys, oh yeah, you're talking about McCagnon and Heimerdinger being the guys that they were leaking out information from what I've heard, and they just wanted Manish Mehta to pump out good publicity, and now that they're gone, he's, ripping on the Jets hard. I saw a tweet, it was something along the lines, and I think Manish blocked the user or turned off the tweet or something like that, whatever it was. It said something along the lines of, like, Manish, you're always wrong, you're a garbage reporter. You said Le'Veon Bell was 260 pounds, that's not true. You said Mac's job was safe. He was fired 2 weeks later. What was it? There was like 3 or 4 things on it. It was just like ripping them apart. And I thought it was absolutely hysterical. I really enjoyed it. And you know what? He can go kick a bag of rocks. Go pound sand, dude. It's one of those things that, one of the reasons I started this channel is to try and not to spread misinformation. Now, that said, I did make a video about Le'Veon Bell being 260 pounds, and that's because I thought it was funny. I think there's a lot of really funny things that can be made of shitty reporting. Which I guess means, is it good reporting because they're getting clicks? Probably not. I try to bring truthful stuff to the channel. I'm wrong sometimes. I have a lot of speculative things. The whole Kirk Cousin things went sideways for me, but that's all right. I was right about Baker. I really wanted Baker. Baker wound up going number 1. And he had a great year. I still like me some Baker. I don't like that he beat us, but I like me some Baker. LeVeon Bell is my dad. MLTR33. If that were true, I feel like your name and number would be a little more reflective of that. I think that our old GM did a great job. With the last 2 drafts, I was pretty surprised to let him go. I thought he was good. The last 2 drafts, last year's draft and this draft, I think is what you're talking about. I think he did well this draft, and I think he did all right last draft. But he had a track record of not having his players on the team, and then I also think there's probably something to be said for going into negotiations with, Leonard Williams when he's, the guy that drafted him. But I think the biggest thing is that Adam Gase and him had a terrible relationship. They were not good. Apparently, although, you know what, I think I'm quoting Manish on this, so I should probably not do this, but I'm pretty sure there were leaks that came out that said Gase moved his chair out of camera view during this draft because Gase was not allowed to talk to the scouts about players because it would create an unfair bias in their scouting process, which to me seems a little asinine because if you have, hey, it's Grills 55, thank you so much for everything. Dude, you're welcome. I'll give you tips, advice, things. I'm all sorts of friendly. So, you're welcome, Grills. No, but I think there's something to be said for Gase not being on the same page as McCagnon. I think that's a really tough thing to have to overcome. And if you're not on the same page as the head coach, and apparently this has kind of been in the works since before, McCagnon drafted and hired Gase. It was kind of like, we don't really like this guy, but I don't know what I'm doing, so, let's let him pick a coach, and then we'll let that coach pick the GM, which is totally ass backwards. I don't think that makes any sense. He should have been fired for leaving the O-line like it is. That's all it should take. Need to surround Arnold. I agree. That said, he did draft Edoga in the 3rd round, and he did bring in Osemele. And Osemele, I think, is going to be a huge upgrade over Carpenter. Now, that said, he tried to trade down. I think if he had traded down, I think he would have taken a tackle. So, that's all speculation on my part. But at the same time, I think there were opportunities there were not opportunities to take really good tackles. But when he did, he tried to trade up for Tunsil, couldn't get up that high. We wanted, who was the guard? Was it Sheriff that went to the Redskins the year we took Leonard Williams? And we wanted Sheriff or Cooper, or I think it was Mariota. I think those were like the 3 guys we really wanted. And then all of them went before us, so we took Leonard. So there were times that he wanted to address it, that he didn't. I think he should have taken some swings on some guys in the 2nd and 3rd round just to see what would stick. But I understand not necessarily going for those positions if you don't think those guys are going to be worth that. Now, what else we got in there? They added a Pro Bowl guard and center. Is their only question mark? See, Joe, he kind of understands it. I got you. I still think they need more help. Jets talk. Did you ever actually play football? I did. Not very well. I was really small in high school. I was really small in freshman year, too. I played 2 years. And I was a corner, a punter, and a wide receiver. So, there's that. My main sport was track. I did track. I did indoor track, outdoor track. And I ran sprints. It was okay. Outside of football, I don't know. If you grew a beard, you'd look like Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't think so. I don't foresee myself looking like Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I do have a good first name. My name is Ryan, so there's that. I saw somewhere a couple of weeks ago that said Gase told McCagnon to bolster the defense, and he, Gase, will handle the offense just fine. Whew, man, that would be interesting, because, maybe he is okay with it. I think there's something to be said for not spending a ton of resources on offense because the rules are heavily in favor of the offense. So if you have that, maybe it's worth spending resources on the defense. I guess that's in the eyes of the beholder. Is it better to spend draft picks on players that are playing a harder position to play, i.e. pass rushers and cornerbacks and those sorts of things, or does it make sense to try and favor a strength? Like you take a wide receiver in the first round, the rules are kind of in his favor, so maybe that good receiver is going to be better, or can you do better with an all-right receiver because the rules are in your favor? That's something I think there's an interesting conversation about, and I don't necessarily know the right answer for it. Dell Roberts is underrated. I think we are fine at cornerback. I really do. I think that's going to be a spot that a lot of people are freaking out about, that we don't need to freak out about, because I think if we have a pass rush, we're going to be just fine. Now, I would even bring back Claiborne. I would love to do that. I don't see us having the issues we had last year with Polite, with Mosley, with Quinn and Williams, all these guys coming in and attacking the pass rusher that are all better than all the guys that we had prior. So I think by virtue of better play up front, we're going to have better play on the back end. Give me a realistic overall record. Where's that? Where'd it go? Give me a realistic overall record this season for our Jets. I'm giving us 11-5. That is pretty, generous. I don't think it's going to be that good. I'm optimistic. I'm an optimistic Jet fan, pretty much as optimistic as you can get while still being realistic. I think 10-6 is probably the ceiling for this year, especially with the first part of our season. If we can't gel together quickly, we could be in an 0-3 hole, and that is going to suck. Wow, there's only 4 people watching right now. What kind of stream are you watching? I got 37 people in here. Come on now. Throwing some shade on me. I hope not. Maybe I'll refresh. See what's actually showing up. No, there's 37 people. By the way, if you like what I do and you enjoy, maybe not the live stream, but you enjoy other stuff, hit the little like button down below. If you hit the like button, that means more people watch it, and it helps me create more content. And it makes me feel good. And I'm all about those dopamine hits. Boom! I don't believe Gase when he says that he won't try to get his way in personnel decisions. I would hate to see another power struggle. Well, I think that's why he wants to bring in someone who's on the same page. And Douglas and him are apparently close, so that way his influence will influence Douglas. I would think. Hopefully. Oh, 40 people. Thank you. Saying 4 people. Scaring me. I'm like, whoa! Got no one in here. Over under Polite sacks at 7. I think that's is that a lot for a rookie year? I think so. I like Polite. I think he's going to be pretty good. If he plays full time, I think he can get 7. I would probably take the under still because of a rookie pass rusher, but wouldn't shock me to see over for sure. I think he'll have more sacks than Quinnen, but I think Quinnen will have a bigger impact on the line. The problem with McCagnon, Bowles, is that Bowles needed a GM to draft for his system, and Mac needed a coach to utilize the players he had. The new D coordinator makes them a top 5 defense. I agree, but the other thing with Bowles, now that we've heard that McCagnon didn't allow Gase to talk to the scouts, I would have to imagine that was similar with Bowles. I would think Bowles was not allowed to talk to the scouts, and maybe that was okay for him. Maybe he was, fine with that, which is another issue in and of itself. Aspiring filmmaker, greetings 24/7. It looks like, based on reports from what various sources, Douglas's choice for just interview candidates, blah 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 blah. Formality, just sort of going through the process. Yep, we were talking about that. I think Douglas is probably the hire based on the rumors and everything. Usually when there's smoke, there's fire. I think with some of this stuff, and if multiple sources are kind of citing it, I think you can probably deem it as pseudo-reliable. But we'll see. Hey, just so you know, how sick did LeVeon Bell look? I mean, he looks good, I guess. How sick does he look? Was he sick? What are you talking about, Henry? Don't know what you're talking about because LeVeon Bell has not played yet. He was at Florham Park. I think OTAs start tomorrow. Mandatory OTAs, that is. What was I clicking? I was going on something. I remember what I was going to do. Hopefully, my lady friend does not. Okay, see? Gotta get some backlighting. Backlighting's gotta go. And she'll probably wind up turning it off on me, and then I'll get frustrated. She wants to be on TV. Oh, how good did he look in the new Jet jerseys? Oh, well, I'm sure he looks real good. Dude, he's gonna look good in the black scheme, the white scheme, the green scheme. I like our new Jet jerseys. Now, this dude needs to get a new Jet jersey. I just haven't done it yet. Greg Williams is tough. I heard he has guys working extra hard for long periods of time. Good. He should. There was too much of a laid-back atmosphere with our last regime, and I think the biggest failure in, sports, or well, not sports, I guess in football, was the last collective bargaining agreement where it cut down practice time. I think that's why you saw such a bad offensive line play over the last 5 years. I think it's been absolutely terrible. I've always wondered why there's a chicken wearing a pilot hat as your live stream logo. Because a rooster is a cock. And this is the cockpit. So there's a rooster. He's wearing goggles because I wear goggles. Same kind of thing. If you don't understand it, get out. I could be wrong, but if we had to get Joe Douglas, won't we have to send compensation? No compensation, just like Joe says, because he would be accepting a job that is higher than his current position, and the NFL cannot block that. So he needs to have player control of the 53-man roster in order for that job to be an increase from his job as an Eagles player personnel. There he goes. Oh, see? And I figure the rooster would probably be a little safer than a dick in a plane. Dick in a plane would have been funny for me, but it would not have been very good. Have you seen the Daniel Jones fan reaction video compilation? I have not, but I will watch it because it made me chuckle. Now, that said, if he turns out to be a franchise quarterback, the Giants made the right move. But I also would not have taken him with the 6th overall pick, so there is that. I didn't even have him in the first round, I don't think. I think I had him. Who did I have? I had Drew Lock, Haskins, and Kyler Murray. Those were my 3 quarterbacks that I had going. So Daniel Jones in the first surprised me. What else we got? Man, dude, it's slow time for football season. It's absolutely brutal. I just want things to start because there's not enough news to talk about. And hopefully when we get in season, we get more like 100 people in here. You guys can all, complain about everyone in the comments. Can someone tell me some things about Kelly? I can't. I should probably know more of this stuff. I can't, though. I don't know enough of it. I have not kept up on the potential GMs because there's going to be a whole laundry list, and for me to do all that research on guys that probably won't wind up being our GM mean nothing to me. And I'm just a busy guy. So there's that. NLTR33 Capo Caco. Don't know what that means, but I'm saying it. Chuck Hughes. Oh man, guys, this is going to be a long and boring live stream because there's not a lot going on. What is your thoughts on, oh God, I don't know. You know what I just saw today? I saw Godzilla. That's right. I'm talking a little bit of movie stuff in the meantime until I wind up getting a good Jets question in the comments. And it was, I wouldn't spend money on it again. I saw it for a matinee, and I love Godzilla, and I went in with an open mind. It was not up to my standards. Although, when you go into a monster movie, you just gotta expect to see monsters fighting. That's about it. Are the worries about Le'Veon Bell over? They should be over, Famous, because Le'Veon Bell is at Florham Park. He's going to report to camp tomorrow. I got invited. to one of the practices. Not by the Jets, by a friend. And I'm busy the next few days. Not this Godzilla talking. Sorry, Ramen. I'll stop. No, yeah, I got invited to Jets OTA thing by a friend, and he had an extra ticket. And unfortunately, I cannot go. I have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, which is very frustrating because I would love to do a video from Jets camp. Let's play Fuck, Marry, Kill. Gase, Williams, Christopher Johnson. Ooh. Man, that's a tough one. Gase, Williams, Christopher Johnson. I would do... I don't know if Williams will be able to sustain his in-your-face attitude long-term. But I don't know if we're saying fuck is the first, is just a one-year thing, because that's tough. If he's just a one-year thing, God, maybe I'd do Christopher Johnson. Marry would be, I think I would marry Gase. I think he's a crazy man, but I want to see what crazy does for us right now. We haven't had an offensive coach, and he's an offensive coach, so why not? Detonator, yo, 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 what's up? It's good to have you in the live stream. How much does a stealth black Herndon jersey cost? I think it's $100 if you get the screen print. I think it's $150 maybe, or $140 if you get the stitched. I actually like, see Steven? We're on the same page. I'm actually okay with the screen print. This one's a screen print and I kind of like it. I've never really had a stitched jersey, so I'm kind of okay with not having a stitched jersey. I don't know. I don't need to have anything authentic. For you guys, little do you know, this is not an authentic pilot's hat. It's actually a winter hat that you can buckle, and it's all plastic. Fake. Just faking you guys out. Not really in a cockpit either. I'm in a living room. In my living room, I'm in like a little nook, little corner of my friendly Adobe. Yo, Jets Talk, Brian B. Gaming, what's up, my friend? When does mandatory practice start? Tomorrow, Detonator. It starts tomorrow. That is when I've heard things kicking off. What are we? Ooh, I'm hitting things. Hitting the wrong buttons. I switch between Mac and Windows, and I wind up populating the wrong windows for things that I'm trying to do. All right, let's see. Yeah, we're at 827, 829. Let's see if we can get in the Google. Now, I apologize. The last time I did Google Voice, didn't really work out that well. So we're going to give it another go. And Snoopy versus the Red Baron. Snoopy is the Red Baron. Didn't you watch those things as a kid? Come on now. All right, phone lines are open. Oh, wait, I thought today was June 4th. No, today's June 3rd. That is why you were confused. Bella's going to be late tomorrow. I hope Joe, don't tell me Bella's going to be late tomorrow. I better be on time. I cannot wait. Boom, 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 boom. Shit, V-Man. See the pics of Le'Veon Bell in green and white is glorious. Are there pictures that I have not seen? Oh, we got a phone call.
Call from
Vinny.
To accept, press 1.
What's up, Vinny? Welcome to the cockpit. Hello? Vinny? Well, I didn't hear Vinny because his mic wasn't on. So I apologize, Vinny. Next caller. The Bell jersey is nice. The Bell jersey is going to be nice because it's going to be the best weapon we've had in the last 10 years. I mean, Brandon Marshall had a great season for us. But unfortunately, it was only one season, and then we kind of fell apart. I don't like when people always call when you are about to answer a question. It's kind of annoying, but I mean, it's fine. Yeah, I try to answer questions and then I wind up, you know, doing other things. Oh, this is going to be Vinny again.
Call from.
Vinny.
To accept, press 1.
Vinny, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit. Vinny. Whoop, hold on. I can hear some mumbling. Oh, you know what it is? Hold on.
Hello?
Yep, there you go. Vinny. Sorry, Vinny. Hung up again. I don't know why I can't get you. Someone else try calling in. I side with your take on our GM situation. Brian, what is my take on the GM situation? You just want someone that works with the head coach, or that you think that Douglas is the right guy, or that you agree that I shouldn't make a video until I wind up actually getting, you know, don't want to make a video until we get someone. There's so many different things. Oh, man. I wonder if my microphone is turned off. I apologize, Vinny. I know you were trying to get in. Sound settings. Speakers. Vinny wants to get on.
Call from.
Vinny.
Vinny, what's up, dude? Why can't you hear me? Can you guys hear Vinny? Is Vinny in there? I hear him moving stuff around. Vinny! Vinny! Sounds like he's just mashing his keyboard. Do-do-do. God. I'm gonna have to talk to myself. I'm gonna call myself on this Google Voice thing. I've never done that. Let's see what happens. I may not be able to call myself because it's linked up to this phone. Let's give it a whirl. Jets talk.
Call from.
Just talk.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Hey, me. Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, me. Welcome to the cockpit.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
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 Vinny, my phone's working.
Working.
So I don't know why your phone's not working. Oh, God. The stupid things I do on this goddamn channel. I can't believe there's 43 Udrew Mokes in here. This is a very sad call-in live stream. I should probably start doing this once the season gets going. I know you think this is the last year for Leo, but I think he could be a loyal guy and probably won't ask for much money. I hope Leo stays with us. I really like Leo a lot, and I think he would be a great personality to have. And if you've watched my video, you know that. I want Leo to stay. I just don't want Leo at some silly high asking price. Did you hear about the rumor about Elijah McGuire to the Pats? Why would he go to the Pats? We didn't cut him. Is that a golf ball? Yes, it is a golf ball. And it is, let's see if you guys can see that. It's probably a little too bright. Ooh. Oh, how do I turn this? Ooh, Ballyowen. I used to work over at Ballyowen. It was a lot of fun. It's sad that I'm not there anymore. But yes, it is. Can you bump up the volume a little bit? I would love to bump up the volume. Unfortunately, doesn't work that way. Because I'm not exactly sure why. That's why I tried to have the mic on. I don't know why this mic is not doing everything that I want it to do. I'll try again next week. Maybe I'll actually have to. Is it Callaway? Yeah, it's Callaway, but it's a logo ball. I have a golf ball and it's the Ravens. Why you got a Ravens golf ball? What are you doing, Juan? Doesn't make any sense. Silly. Callaway. Oh yeah, maybe that's probably not allowed to show that. I have Callaway ball? No, it's probably okay. Technically, this is. Oh, I'll get to that later.
Call from.
Vinny.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
What's up, Vinny? Welcome to the cockpit. God damn, it's gotta be my settings. What the hell am I doing that you guys can't hear stuff? But I was able to hear myself. Did you guys hear me when I called myself? Did that actually make sense? I think it worked. Vinny, I don't know what you're doing. Maybe is your cheek hitting the thing? Hitting the mute button? Sorry, Vinny. I feel like I hear you on the phone watching me. Vinny, just give it up. I don't know why it's not working, but yeah, I think Vinny's watching me, and then he calls in and he doesn't say anything. But why would I? Are you hooked up to some like? Do you have your headphones in, or something like that? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Vinny, I'm sorry. I would love to talk to you. Maybe it's just something I'm doing wrong on my end. Who knows? Try to sell the house. It's not my end, it's you. God damn it. Becca, call on the live stream. I want to see if it works. Oh, God. Someone else just call in. Let me see if this thing works. I want to see if it's just Vinny. Can't be Vinny. It's probably me. I'm probably doing something stupid on my end, which is probably why the speaker's not working either. So, there's that. So if it's not working, this is going to be a pretty short live stream of people tuning in here. Whatever. Send them a letter. LOL, Becca. Go make a sandwich. It's not you, it's me. See? Vinny, I'm breaking up with you. I secretly mute my computer every time Vinny calls. And he has no idea. And I actually could hear him the entire time, but no one else could hear him. No, I'm kidding. Vinny, I love you. Try again next week. I would love for someone else to try and call, though. I just want to test this out. I got to troubleshoot. I don't even care if we talk about jet stuff. You can ask me any kind of questions. Whatever. You guys do what you want. NHL. I don't watch the NHL. I should. Who's the one center you were looking at to get after preseason cut? The Jets can sign him. Never mind, I'm in my phone. I don't know what you're saying. The center that I would look at, I would say the center that I want the Jets to go after is the center from the Packers, but I don't see that actually happening because I think they'll hold on to. Oh.
Call from.
Grandpa Mark. I hope this.
To accept, press 1.
Grandpa
To send a
Mark.
voice.
Mark, can you hear me? Motherfucker. Okay, it is on my end. God damn it. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, let's try this again. Try Google Voice. Try to reset it. Maybe that's why it's doing it. All right, Grandpa Mark, let's try it again. One more try. Come on. God, we're 40 minutes in. I have microphone issues. I got these goddamn phone call issues. Oh, here we go.
from
Detonator 10.
to accept.
Detonator 10, can you hear me? Mother.
Hello?
Oh, I got you. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? Oh, hold on.
Hello?
I can hear you. This is better. We're getting somewhere.
Gabba Gabba?
Gabba gabba.
I can't hear anybody.
God damn it.
Hey.
I can hear you. Pause. Motherfucker. Input. Choose your input microphone. Check. Okay. God damn it. Detonator, I heard you. Try it again. One more time.
Call from
Google Voice sucks.
to accept. Press 1.
Google Voice has been terrible. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Damn it! I don't know if it's working. Ah, motherfucker. I don't know. I'm gonna have to try something. Try something new. I don't know why it was working for so long. Ah, it's the jet phone. I'll try again. Someone else try again. Sounds great. You're getting there. See, I'm getting. It's like you sound a lot better when you did that. Well, I hit some buttons and now it's working. So I think it's working. We'll see. Someone give me another call. God damn it. I'm going to get this live stream thing working. We're going to iron out all the kinks during this off-season process when no one wants to talk to me about things. And then we'll have it really working during the regular season. Changing the input made the mic louder. There you go.
Call from
Detonator 10. Third time's the charm.
Detonator 10, can you hear me? Detonator
I
10.
cannot hear you,
God damn it.
but
But,
I do hear like sudden audio things go on and off. So I think you're getting somewhere.
I'm getting somewhere. Okay. Okay.
I cannot talk you through it.
No, but if you could stay on the line, I might be able to figure it out.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Alright, try again.
Let's see. God, choose your output device. Choose your. Why is Google Voice doing this to me? There's got to be some settings or something in here that I'm screwing with. Do not disturb, voicemails, audio, microphone. Default. Try that one. Speakers. All right, someone else give me a call. Let's see if this works. God damn it. This is frustrating. Google Voice sucks. It didn't suck before, now it just sucks all the time. God, if we can't do call-ins, might have to just leave. Because I'm not getting enough people. Not just getting enough people. This is just a very bad situation.
Call from
Detonator.
Detonator 10.
to accept.
What's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit. Can you hear me?
Alright, so I still can't hear you.
God damn it.
But just, I'll stay on
All
for
right.
like
All right.
at
So,
least a minute and a half to 3 minutes, probably.
cool.
See if you figure it out.
I like that you're
Go.
staying on. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Oh, Yahtzee. It's working. Okay. I guess there's a little microphone button on Google Voice that lets you see the audio levels bounce. I don't know why it wasn't working before. Maybe I just need to update it.
I hope you like my message.
Oh, dude. Well, I'm watching you're like, I can't hear you, I can't hear you, and I'm like, God damn it. I'm trying to talk, and then everyone's hearing it on the back end. Okay. What do you want to talk about, dude? Now that I finally got you on, I should, probably get some kind of conversation going.
It's exciting to see LeVeon Bell in a new Jets uniform.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite jersey that you think you're gonna like with him in it? Green, black, or white? Which I guess just
Gotta be
turns into
green.
what's your favorite color jersey?
It's got to be green.
It's got to be green.
No, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter because he's a new player, and I grew up with the whole gang green kind of vibe.
Sure, dude. I'm
To
excited.
see him in green first, would be fantastic.
They got to wear green that first game.
Yeah.
Or are they gonna wear
Yeah,
white?
I
Because
think-
white's those Namath era things. I would hope they wear green first.
If they wear green first, that'd be fantastic. I wouldn't go out wearing black first.
Yeah, I agree. I
I
think
don't,
black's got to
I don't
be.
think black's the play at first, but I think green or white, because we're home against Buffalo, right?
We're home against Buffalo, we're home against Cleveland, and then away against the Patriots. And
All right.
I
And then we
could.
have to buy, which is kind of sucky, but we're
It's
gonna deal with it.
terrible. It's so bad. But maybe we do something like green versus Buffalo. Oh man, maybe we
White
don't.
Patriots?
Maybe
Or
we
not,
do.
not white.
I don't know, because what are the Browns away colors? Browns are white, aren't they? Although I guess they could wear orange.
Yeah,
Can they wear orange?
I think they're white and orange.
So, oh god, so maybe we do.
Wait,
white versus-
are they orange or brown? I can never really tell. They look more like an orange color than they actually do.
Oh, they're definitely orange, but they have brown in their colorway.
Yeah, but why are they called a brown?
I don't know. It's probably because they've been shit terrible for so long.
The Cleveland Oranges. That rolls off the tongue much
It's like
better
the
than my
dog pound.
opinion.
It's like probably one of the worst names in sports, because like, it's like, what are you doing? It's there's so many like other cool names that you could pick. I mean, I get that it's like historic, but all historic things aren't necessarily good things.
How is Brown historic?
Well, I mean, just because they've been around forever. That's mainly the whole point. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
The Cleveland Blues.
It's, yeah, the black and blues, which
Yeah.
we can't even make that much fun of them because they're probably going to be really good this year, and we're still going to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bash the team really that much. I mean, I think they have promise, but I think we gotta leave the first 2 weeks 1-1 by the time we get to New England. I don't think we can start off 0-2 and do well in New England.
Yeah, I think we need to win against Buffalo. I think we have a shot against Cleveland if they're not completely gelled together, but that's going to be a really tough game. I think
I
Buffalo
mean,
got
we are
sneaky
home for
good.
that game, right, are we? Or no?
We are.
Yeah, we are
home
home
the
for that
first
game.
2 weeks, and then away at New England, and then bye week, then away at who are we after the bye? I don't even know what the next game after the bye is. I'm a bad Jet fan. I don't know.
Jags, right?
No, Jags are later on because it goes Jags and Miami right after. I want to
Raiders?
say it's like the Redskins or something. I think it's one of the NFC East teams. Giants are later
One
on.
second. I can check it right now.
I should pull it up. I think I have it actually saved to my computer too. Oh, it's the
If
Eagles.
you're right, I'm
It's the
tapping
Eagles. Tyson's
my
telling us
phone
it's the
being
Eagles. Which would be Joe Douglas possibly going back home to, face his former team. Even though he didn't assemble this team at all, and he probably won't have that much influence on.
Yeah, we're
the
in
roster.
Philly in week 4.
Yeah.
Or week 5. And then actually, we do at Philly. Then we're home against the Cowboys and Patriots, and then we go out to Jacksonville.
That's going to be a really tough. I think we're going to have a hard year this year. I thought the schedule would get a little bit easier, but I don't know. I think we're well equipped this year to handle the run. So Dallas and maybe the Giants.
But hey, if Mark Sanchez says we're going 13-3, it has to happen, isn't it? Ain't that how like?
We can't get away from Mark Sanchez. See, I liked the Sanchez when we had him. I mean.
Yeah, me too. Until we decide to ruin his career and.
Oh yeah,
You
we
know,
traded for Tebow.
the butt fumble is worse. Ended. To be honest,
the butt fumble
that was the beginning of the end, and like people always still bring it up to me. I'm like, just move on. I was in 2011. Like,
Just leave me alone. I don't need to hear about the butt fumble anymore. I heard about it for like 300 days from ESPN. It was like the top worst play for like over a year and a half. It's like,
yeah,
God damn it.
there's only one more that beat it out, and that was when the guy, I forgot who, ran it back to the other end zone, thinking the fumble was going that way, and he ran back to the other end zone, threw it up in the air like
I don't.
he had no idea where.
Do you think so? I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Jets hold the record for the butt fumble. They actually had to retire it. I think. I'm pretty sure that's how that went. Oh God, it was so embarrassing. That was on Thanksgiving. Luckily, I wasn't even watching the game
Yeah, on
live.
Thanksgiving versus Patriots.
Yeah, I was lucky. I wasn't watching the game live. Becca was working at a retail outlet at the time, and they were getting ready for Black Friday, so I was dropping her off at night on Thursday to get ready for work, and I heard it on the radio, and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I was like, I can't believe this happened. And then when I saw it on TV, I was like, oh, I can't believe it.
That was the beginning of us becoming a laughing stock again.
It really was. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. We had a shot to kind of redeem ourselves because I think that was the year. Was that the year after the Santonio
Yeah,
Holmes blow up, or was that the same year?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. It was right around that same time. But yeah, we blew up, and then we wound up getting Gino. Actually, it had to be that
Yeah.
year because I think we got Gino right after the butt fumble year. I don't think we went through another season of like.
Yeah, no, yeah, because I think 2012 we drafted Gino.
Yeah, we did. So 2011 would
And
have been
then
the fumble.
no, but in 13 we had Tebow in 13, didn't we?
Oh man, did we
Did we
go?
draft Gino in 14?
Did we go? Oh no, you know what? You're right.
No,
No. Because 12 was the luck year. 13. I think
13 was Tebow,
13 was Gino.
and I think 14 was Gino.
13 was Gino. The 13 year, the 13. I think 12 was Tebow. 13 was
Oh, Tebow? It might have been Tebow, yes. Well,
yeah, because 12. I was still in college at the time when we got Tebow, and Gino was the year after Luck. That's the first draft where a quarter. That's the only draft in the last like 15 years that a quarterback did not go in the top 3, and it was EJ Manuel. Is EJ even still in the league at this point? I think Gino's still in the league.
yeah, Gino's still in the league. I know. Tebow's in the minors for the Mets.
Oh yeah, he's playing for my alma mater, kind of. He is on the Binghamton. Used to be the Binghamton Nets. Now they are the Binghamton Rumble Ponies.
Are they? Is he in AAA or AA?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure anymore. He was playing up in Binghamton for a little bit, so they may have moved him. But
he might become a starter.
dude, honestly, the Mets have been in such rough shape. They just need to sell tickets at this point, and it sucks because the Wilbons don't want to spend the money on like the players that they need to, and I mean they did shell out a lot of money for like.
I mean, I'm a Yankee fan, so I'm too much worried about.
We'll see. Like, luckily, because I've had so much abuse as a Jet fan, I decided I was just going to pick teams that don't suck as my other teams. I would say I'm more of a Yankee fan than I am a Met fan. But at the same time, my dad was a Met fan growing up. And
that's what my dad was.
Yeah, actually, happy birthday, Dad. It is my dad's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Mr. Jets Talk. Mr. Dad Jets Talk? I don't know. We'll call him that.
Yeah. Mr. Cop.
Mr. Cockpit. Oh, whatever. I don't know. Dude, what are you excited for this season? Because I can't. I'm running out of topics to talk about here, and I'm like debating whether I should be doing live streams after this. Ooh, I hit myself in the face.
Yeah, no. At least 8 wins.
It's got to be 8 wins. It's got to be 8 wins, and I think.
No. I think we're gonna get at least 8 wins. But we do have a great chance of getting 9 to 10 wins. I think we have a great chance of getting 9 to 10 wins. Just saying 8 wins are minimum.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're gonna make playoffs with 10 wins, unfortunately.
I don't think we make the playoffs with 10 wins either. I think there's a lot of teams. I think if you assume the Patriots win their division and you think the Chargers or Chiefs win theirs, that means you're competing with the Chargers or Chiefs that will probably get the other wild card. Then you're competing with like the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Browns, most likely. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess you have the Colts, but I think the Colts are probably going to win.
Do you think like Mo Lewis just to sack Tom Brady and then like?
The last time he sacked a Patriot quarterback like that and knocked him out, we wound up getting Tom Brady. So maybe we just need a different jinx. We need something to happen, like Tom Brady to like.
Tom Brady needs to have a butt fumble of his own.
He needs a butt fumble. He needs to like maybe run into like Belichick on the sideline and like pants Belichick. That's what's going to wind up happening. He's wearing his sweatpants and then he slides and then Belichick's pants come down and then the Patriots are a laughing stock and then we'll be like forget your 6 Super Bowl rings or whatever you got right now. Like, or
they can just blow a 20-3 lead.
They could blow a 23 lead. That would be fantastic too. If they had that happen, then we wouldn't be talking about the whole. I don't know. I hate the Patriots, and I just want them to be done. I keep saying I'm going to make a video about like the Patriots.
I hate the Patriots.
Oh God, I just haven't made it yet, and I feel like I'm just going to get a lot of hate for that kind of video. But I don't know. Whatever. All right, dude. I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna see if I can get anyone else on here. Maybe Grandpa Mark or Vinny will call back in. We'll see. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you calling in and really like troubleshooting this with me. I needed that.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Take it easy.
All right.
I'll see you in the comments.
All right, thank you too, man.
We got another one.
Call from
Charlotte, North Carolina.
To accept.
What's up, my North Carolina brother?
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm glad I can hear you. Well, I can hear you. I'm glad other people can hear me because
Yeah, I see you running through your chest. I said I better hold on for a call. I see you kind of trying to get the bugs out. So how you doing?
I've got to have like a troubleshooting thing before I do this. I like literally hop on like
Mm-hmm.
10 minutes before I'm about to go on. And I'm just like, oh, here we go. We're just gonna everything's gonna work. And then I didn't test the microphone. I didn't test the Google live stream. So whatever.
Yeah.
But,
I started to leave you a little message on the screen.
Yeah.
Call yourself and kind of run your little test that way. That's a good way to kind of test it out, you know.
That's what I should do.
I mean, you're figuring out the technology.
I try to like test the audio beforehand. So that was on me. I should have tested the microphone. I think I need a new battery in it or something. But this is the microphone I use for all my videos.
Oh, okay.
So that's my reasoning for it. What's on your mind though?
Oh,
What are you thinking about Jets camp?
Kind of want to go over a couple of things. Right off the bat, Joe Douglas and the list of GM candidates. What do you think should be the first order of business is, whether it's Douglas or Champ, whoever's the new hire, as far as addressing and improving this team?
Man, it's going to be tough because when you're a GM coming in at this time of year, you really have to wait till cut downs. Like, I don't know if there's much he can do outside of maybe.
So they're kind of stepping into a ready-made situation. That's why I kind of, in some ways, felt funny about, firing Mike McCagnon. Now I can kind of see what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
The timing-wise, I think they left themselves open to where it was just them, and they didn't have to compete against other suitors. And now I'm seeing what they were doing initially. I was very angry, like a lot of other Jets fans, and pretty flustered by the situation and very irritated.
Yeah.
The timing. But now I can kind of see, it took a little while for the dust to clear and see what they're doing. I think it's a good move.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think
there's unorthodox on the surface, but
I think the biggest thing was, just like you said, they're not competing with anyone else. So if they wait until the end of the season and fired McCagnon, there's a good chance Joe Douglas possibly goes somewhere else. Now that we're the only team kind of bidding for him, I think there's benefit to that. And you can take your time with the process because now that all the GM stuff is kind of done as far as like drafting and that sort of thing, the next move really isn't until cut down day. At least that's my sort of take on it.
I'll just be glad when the process is over. I'm hoping to hear a word. I've been going to YouTube and going to NewYorkPost.com to try to see if there's anything been posted. So I'm been keeping an eye on that every day and hoping to see some news, official announcement that this decision has been made. Either I'm hoping this week or next week. I hope this process doesn't drag on very long. So at least right now they're interviewing people, so that's a good sign, right?
Yeah, I think I saw something, I don't know if it was Samini or Schefter, that said the interviewing process for the first round of interviews is done. So I guess they'll look at, maybe second interviews, or maybe they've already made up their mind. I don't know. I hope it's Douglas.
But the pool of people that they interviewed said was a good pool from Seattle and I think it was Denver or something like that. I know Philly.
I think the Bears were in there.
It sounds like a very good pool of executives. So I think I'm kind of feel a little bit more relaxed now that they're looking at a good crop of people, and whoever they bring in, hopefully they have the presence of mind to do their due diligence, study their film, really study the Jets, see where they're weak at. And to me, it's offensive line, quarterback, and pass rush, and I like our receiver group, but something in the back of my mind, if we had a true number one, I'm talking about a 220-something, 230-pound, a big wide out, tall,
6'4",
that can kind of set up those easy throws for Donald sometimes, pitch and catch, and then they can mix it around.
Yeah.
I think would be better for the offense and do wonders for us,
Yeah, I agree. I think if you can get that big kind of receiver, and I think it's going to happen next year. I think we're going to look at Robbie, see what we're going to get out of him. Yeah. I think if he asks for a ton of money, we'll wind up
letting him It's going to be fun for me for once to not have to worry about a quarterback now and get excited about us maybe for the first time getting a number one receiver or getting a true shutdown corner.
Yeah.
I think that's got to definitely be put on the table.
It sucks that the top 3 picks in this year's draft were going to be defensive players. It was like, oh man, I just want a tackle or I want a wide receiver to help the offense. Yeah.
I know how you feel, but we've been running the table for, what has it been, about a decade?
Oh Man.
maybe a decade or more in defensive players, and it's been all defensive linemen: Sheldon Richardson, Muhammad Wilkerson,
Quentin
and
Coples.
Leonard Williams. Yeah, Quentin Copeland.
So
That was one of the shockers for me that he didn't make it. He wasn't what I would call a bust, or something was missing with him. I don't think he was hungry. I
What
think he
sucks
had
is
some
I
of the
think
physical
one pick
tools.
later, the
Yeah.
Chargers took Ingram, and Ingram is
Uh-huh.
super dominant. This audio sounds
Uh-huh.
terrible. Is my audio that bad?
Kind of choppy.
Oh, I'm popping a little bit. Shit,
Yeah.
man.
Can you hear me?
All right, next week I'll try to have better audio. I apologize for crackling
Yeah,
audio.
yeah, that's okay. Hey, before I go, I want to kind of just throw in a movie question. Here you mentioned reference to Godzilla.
Yep.
Who do you think he should take on his next film? Obviously, 2020, he's going to take on Kong. I want to see him take on Mechagodzilla.
Ooh, that would
Maybe,
be so cool.
inject Jet Jaguar or one of those other characters into that. So,
Man, I would love. Those are both throwbacks. I didn't really like Jet Jaguar, but I would like to see Mega Godzilla or
yeah, they can figure out a way to do it.
there was
Make it feasible,
Yeah, well, I
So
think
we
they
know the whole
could.
concept of Mechagodzilla was like Terminator, flesh versus machine. It was a pretty awesome film when it came out in '74.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid seeing that film and being shocked.
Well, maybe they
Real
want. Maybe
shocked
he
at that
beats
fight.
Kong. Maybe he beats Kong,
You
and
know?
then the only way to stop him is to make their own Godzilla, and that's when he comes around.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, I'd like to see. God, there's some cool ones. Biollante was like kind of cool. That was just a big flower, though.
Yeah, I remember that film. Biollante was, ooh.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a real monstrosity. I looked at it when I first saw it, I was like, what the
Why is he
hell?
fighting a flower?
It was like something from out of The Thing. You ever seen John Carpenter's The Thing? That's what that was
yeah.
like. It was, man.
Well, what was it? Invasion of the Body Snatchers or whatever, with the pods and the.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
They had the vines.
fighting flowers and vegetation. Whatever.
Now that could be a film that I could see translating based on how they're doing the Godzilla movies now. I think if it's feasible, you know what I'm saying? You deal with gene splice and that's some of the stuff they're probably doing, right now as far as experiments. So
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
I would
Where they
love to
take
see
pieces
them.
of this thing, maybe based on the King Kong fight, and then some mad scientist try to splice it together with other cells,
Yeah,
try to create another monster, throw a monkey wrench in things. That'd be interesting.
yeah. I like seeing. So my one buddy's really big into superhero movies, and I love the superhero movies too. But he had a great point.
Oh, yeah.
When they started making all
But
the
you know
superhero
what?
movies.
About the superhero movies, I went to a site and I stumbled on some things. I really like what Marvel has been doing. The only thing I was kind of disappointed with them is they really didn't do anything with the Hulk.
Yeah,
The Hulk was one of the great characters, and it seemed like, I don't know, he had a fallback role. They did the Murray's Hulk, Professor Hulk, which I thought was cool and interesting. But he got a little beat down from Thanos.
yeah.
But that's been about it.
What's tough with Hulk is he doesn't have a lot of like vocals, so it's tough to make an entire movie based solely around him. So I think they did an
You know what I
alright
think the
job.
problem? You know what I think the problem is though? It's hard to find. I always will remember. And I have quite a few of all the DVDs, almost all of them in the original series. Bill Bixby, he was a much beloved figure. I think that's the biggest problem: finding an actor who can be the alter ego. That can touch the hearts of the fans the way Bill Bixby did. The way he portrayed that character was so emotional and there was so much depth. And you really felt bad for him when he had to leave town and walk by himself and go it alone. It was just sad. It's hard to recapture that.
Yeah, no, I think it's tough to have that kind of emotion with a character that's going to be mostly CGI and is a raging.
I think that's
monster.
the key. I think that's the key. Just putting together the right actor and to try to recapture that spirit of what they had, with Bill Bixby, the right actor. You know what I'm saying? Not to say I don't like the guy they currently have, but
Sure.
I guess it's kind of like the Linda Carter thing was for a long time with her as Wonder Woman. It was hard to find someone else who can recapture that, and I think that's the same thing with the Hulk. It's hard to find someone who can recapture that spirit of the alter ego, Dr. David Banner. So,
I agree, dude. I appreciate you calling
yeah.
in, and I look forward to talking to you next week.
Yeah, you take care, buddy.
Ooh, Becca's getting me ice cream. Steven says, tell Becca to keep it down in there. Becca doesn't want to come over here and give me ice cream because she doesn't want to be on TV. So I'm going to be right back. TV, my computers. I'm going to get myself some ice cream. Hopefully this sprinkles. Lieutenant Dan. Ice cream. Ooh, I got a call.
Call from.
Eddie.
To accept, press 1. To send.
What's up, Eddie? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, ¿qué pasa?
Not too much. I apologize. I just got some ice cream and I have sprinkles that I'm sprinkling on my ice cream. So if I'm not paying attention, I apologize. I'm eating ice cream.
That's okay. I'm not watching the TV today. I'm watching you on the phone. And I told you I live in North Carolina, but I live on a farmland.
I like it.
So the guy I'm renting from, I'm only paying $300 a month.
What? That's wild. How much is
How
rent
do you
down
think
there?
I can afford jet jerseys?
Is 300 like cheap for down there too, or is that like the norm? Because like up here
No,
is crazy.
that is not the norm.
Oh man, dude, up here is ridiculous.
Well, when I first moved down here, you could get a halfway decent 2-bedroom apartment for about $600.
Oh man.
Now they're about 1,300.
Okay.
And that's 20 years. I'm down here now, but yeah, I fell on this place, and it's good because I have my own painting business, and I can afford to have a shit month. I can afford to give out cheap prices, and I don't give a shit.
See, that's cool. That's really neat. Up here, God, prices are
I
expensive.
know. I'm from Long Island, dude. So.
Long Island's even worse than where I am. But like,
I know you're in Jersey.
whew.
So I remember from talking to you the other day.
Yep.
You work at a golf course.
Yep. I do.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's something interesting that Becca and I have kind of talked about a little bit as far as if we wanted to move down south because it is cheaper. I'm off in the winters, so if we actually go south,
Well,
I wind up
yeah,
being.
you gotta check it out though, because the secret's out and this place is starting to get pricey.
That's just it. People are like, "Yo,
I mean, you
the
can
internet's
still get a
thing."
decent deal on a house, but other than that, I mean,
Well, that's just it. You can like
it ain't.
with the internet. Realistically, with the internet, I could realistically do this channel from almost anywhere, but I can't have fun with the people
Yeah.
and see them in like person. So there's that.
Yeah, well, when you finally get up to a certain subscriber, then YouTube starts paying you almost.
Yeah,
So,
I get paid a little bit.
That's how you.
I got
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, I get a little bit of it. Not too much, but it's enough to like give away a few shirts and things like that.
Hey, guess who was at training camp today?
Who?
2-6.
No. Oh yeah, Le'Veon Bell. He showed up at was training camp today, or did he just show up to Florham Park?
He
I think
showed
it's
up
tomorrow.
because I think it's a mandatory mini camp tomorrow.
Yep.
And he said he'd be at everything that he was required to be at. And
I like
so he did a short little what do you call it, video. I can't remember whether it was I think it was a short little Twitter video
Yeah.
where he was wearing the green. He's like, I'm wearing the green, I'm wearing the green.
Oh, I didn't see it. I gotta go watch it. He
Speaking of which, you gotta pony it up, man.
I know I gotta get a New Jersey.
Look, the super expensive ones are now available.
Yeah.
But I saw the difference between the limited and the elite.
Yeah.
And the only thing different with the elite is there's an extra layer of stitching on the numbers, and they have the little perforated stuff on the bottom of the jerseys. But you know what? I can't get sprayed on numbers, man. Screw that. I'm not going to do the sprayed on numbers. But I ain't dropping $350 on a jersey either.
Oh yeah,
That's
no,
just
I'm not
stupid.
spending that.
I'm
much,
not going to be
especially
on
for
the
a player
field,
that's gonna
so
get
I don't
tossed.
need it.
See, I don't know. I'm gonna get Jamal Adams because I think Jamal's gonna be with the team a long time.
Dude, I have a black and a green. And my girlfriend, I'm getting her a white Jamal Adams jersey. No, actually, she wants a Sam Darnold. But I think only women should wear, sorry, buddy, only women should wear quarterback jerseys.
Whatever. I want so
No, actually, you know what would be good? You should get yourself a Quinton Williams. He's going to be wearing 95.
see. I like that. I want to do. I like the guys that are not usually quarterbacks. I don't generally get quarterback jerseys. Like I had Sheldon Richardson last. I wanted to get a Nick Mangold one. I probably should have like a long time ago, but I think I want to get Adams because dude's just a baller. I just really love watching him, and I was actually going to make a video on his on his crazy stats. Hold on, I'm going to list you some stats that I saw today that were tweeted out, and it was really cool. Hold on, let me find it.
But anyway, remember the time I called up and I told you about that jersey that was kind of a hybrid between
Yeah,
the classic and then the one that they have now? It was kind of like it had the different colored sleeves.
yep, yeah.
It was
I had that on
two-tone,
my,
but it still had the slash in the front.
yeah, I had I had it on the channel. I had it on like the
Yeah, I know. What was your response from that one?
the people that I talked to, even guys that I know that watch the live stream, they're like, "Yo, that jersey was dope. That was really nice," and I agree, dude. That was a
That
really
was
nice
my.
jersey.
If
That was
they
my
would have
favorite.
gone to that, I would have cried because it was Kelly green too.
Oh, it was so cool. Okay, so I got the stats right here.
And that's like that is actually that jersey that had Jamal Adams wearing it
Oh
was
yeah,
a perfect hybrid between the old one and the new one.
I agree. I think, and it didn't have those weird slashes either. It had something a little different. I think.
Well, what it was is it had the
Let me see if I have it. I think I have
it
it.
was I think it was the white jersey with the green numbers, but it had the green sleeves
Yeah.
but it had dark green numbers on the Kelly green sleeve. Now I would have just changed that to the white numbers on the Kelly green sleeve, and I might have added some black to it just to jazz it up a little bit. But I have a Scott Mercereau jersey, with the black outlining,
Oh yeah.
and I got my classic Vinny Testaverde,
Oh, I love
and
my
I got the new black and the new green of the Jamal Adams. They're both gorgeous.
I like
mean,
that.
they're just gorgeous.
I gotta get. I want to get a Jamal one, and then I don't know what other player I would really want to get. Quinnen's probably.
I'd
pretty
get
good.
Quinton. I'd get Quinton.
At least I know
It's
he'll
a
be
cool
with the
number,
team for like
95.
5 years. 95 is a cool number. I like those high numbers like that. Let me hold on. I got the stat right here. So Jamal Adams' rank among safeties 2017 to 18. He's first in tackles for loss, first in quarterback hits, tied for first in sacks, first place in third down stops versus the pass, tied for first in third down stops versus the run, first in forced fumbles, tied for third in fumble recoveries, and then tied for seventh in passes defended. Dude
He's the
is
second coming of Ronnie Lott,
freak.
and he hits like a freight train.
Oh man, he's a freak. I absolutely love Jamal Adams, and the biggest knock on him was that he wasn't Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson. But now that we have Darnold, it doesn't matter. Like I love Jamal.
Well, everyone forgets Marcus May was hurt, but
Yeah.
actually Marcus May actually had a better rookie year than Jamal.
He definitely did. I hope he bounces back because
So I think both these guys are like 1A and 1B.
yeah,
I mean, Marcus got hurt. That might have set him back a little bit, but I think he's also, he's a free safety, so he's got different responsibilities. But he's a monster too.
yeah,
Getting back to what I was going to talk about, I think you saw my mention. Next year, O-line, corner, and receiver. That's what we should be worried about for next year. I think the defense is pretty damn set except for cornerback.
yeah.
I mean, if there's another good edge rusher available, yeah, I mean, you could always take a shot at that. But I mean, we got to go O-line, have to, and I know Gase will.
Yeah, I think he will too.
And any one of these three guys that are interviewing for the GM job, any one of these three guys I can't miss.
Oh yeah. You really can't even like.
I mean,
worse
Douglas just
than
can't
McCaffrey.
miss. The other guy that the other two guys that throw, both can't miss guys. I mean, these guys are just real good, all of them.
I think
So I
it's gonna
think
be
the
hard to go
fact that they got
backwards.
rid of McCagnon when they did, we don't have to compete with other teams now. Someone wants a GM job in an up-and-coming franchise, they're going to jump for this.
Oh yeah. And what's cool is by doing it now, there's still hope that Darnold's going to be really, really good. Like if Darnold comes out and has like a stinker of a season, then it's going to be a lot harder to attract that GM. Right now, there's a
Yeah,
lot
you
of
gotta get him now.
yeah.
I don't think he's gonna have a stinker.
No, I think
He's
he's gonna
good.
be
He's
good.
smart. He studies. He studies.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to be a lot better.
Well, look who he's got. He's got LeVeon now,
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, it's
and we got Crowder, who's real good slot receiver. Really good.
yeah.
He's underrated. I think he's very underrated. He's really good. And yeah, I have high hopes. I think Gase
it's
has
got to
a
be
good
better.
idea. Remember Belichick's first year coaching with the Browns? He stunk it up.
Yeah. No, I'm a big believer in
Sometimes
second chances.
you gotta get your second or third team before you figure it out.
Well, even think about the way that Gase had his team assembled in Miami as far as the coaching staff. He hired people that he knew, and then when he came in for the Jets, one of his things that he said at his introductory press conference was that I think one of the things that I learned was that, it's you got to hire the right assistant coaches too. So you get Greg Williams, who's going to be, that guy that's going to be in your face, and you're getting guys that
Oh,
are
Greg Williams is the second coming of Rex Ryan. He's
I
a
love him.
go after him type of guy, and he's not afraid to get in your face. Are you kidding me? If I can't believe what happened to oh, shit, who's the guy that fell off the planet? That we just had to get rid of Mo Wilkerson.
Oh
Muhammad
yeah.
Wilkerson?
He just got a Dewey.
Do you think he'd have played that piss poor with Rex?
No,
Rex would have kicked his ass.
Rex is in his face, and you know what? He got people excited to play for him, and I think I don't know what to believe as far as Muhammad Wilkerson goes. Was he always that lazy and just like?
No, he wasn't always that lazy.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought he was a stand-up guy until like he got his contract.
He got his payday and he laid down.
Oh, it killed me. I was in favor of re-signing him. Now, I didn't want to lose him at the expense of Snacks because I thought Snacks was a more important figure. But
Oh, when the Snacks went to the G-Men, I was pissed.
oh yeah, I was
I was like,
heated.
how do you get rid of your... He was one of the best nose tackles in the league. Hey,
Yeah.
that's a guy you pay.
Yeah, no,
A guy with a smile on his face,
yeah. Well, I think he was a
cool
leader too.
nickname.
He was the
That's what you want on the team. You want a guy. You want a character on the team.
yeah.
He was a character, but he was also had good character.
Well, that's just it. We lost all our good character guys, and then you have that mix of okay, Fitz never really wanted to coach anyone. You have Brandon Marshall who has his own problems. Muhammad Wilkerson kind of gave up. Sheldon's always been kind of a questionable character. So we had a lot of like malcontents on the team, and then we purged them all, and then our team stunk because when you lose guys that are talented, even if they're a little bit of a head case, it's going to make you go backwards.
Yeah, but look who we have now.
I like it. We're in a good spot right now.
And CJ Mosley,
Oh
he's
yeah,
a beast.
dude's a champ.
And
now you think,
he's happy to be here, not just because of the pay, because he wouldn't have left Baltimore if he didn't think the Jets were a rising team.
now that said, I think we gave him a lot more than Baltimore was.
We gave him a shit ton of money, but guess what? He's going to make everybody around him better.
Yeah, I think
Sometimes
so too.
you got to break an egg to make an omelet, man.
I agree. I think Mosley is going to be. Oh, God, I'm so excited to see his defense because Mosley. I like Avery Williamson a lot, but
You
now
got
that he's number
Mosley and you
two-
got Avery. God,
Yeah.
he's so underrated. And then we got Jamal and Marcus behind them.
Yep. And then you got freaking
We
Quinn
got
Williams, Leonard
we got to
Williams,
re-sign that. Who's the guy? Who's that corner that we need to re-sign him?
Claiborne.
Yeah, we got to re-sign Mo. We got to get him back.
See, I think he would have been fine
Either
last
that
year.
or, like you said, wait for cut day.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be okay. I hope we get Mo back because I think our defense is going to be a lot better with a pass rush, and I think our secondary is going to look a lot better because of it. I think that's.
I think we're going to get some O-line depth at cut day too.
I think
Don't
so
kid
too.
yourself.
I think we'd probably try to go after a center then. Ryan Lindley from Green Bay is a name to watch out for because they drafted a center in the second or third round. So that's someone that, could be cut in lieu of a rookie. So
Or they may even be willing to trade him.
yeah, I'd trade for him. I don't know what it would take, but I would definitely move someone for him.
I mean, there's going to be, that last cut is, they put people on the waiver wire, there's cuts, there's all sorts of things for all different reasons.
Yeah, they
And
dropped.
I think we're going to get a couple of guys. But definitely next year's draft will be all about O-line, receiver, and corner.
I agree. I think those are the three big positions. I think you're going to
That's,
see
that's
one of
I
them
think that
answered in the first round.
provided provided the kid can hold his own at quarterback,
Yeah,
then we're set.
yeah. I mean, I don't. I think I really do believe Darnold's the truth, and it's not just me being an overly optimistic fan. I mean, I've watched a lot of Jets quarterbacks. No, I shouldn't say a lot because a lot of other guys are older than me. But when I watch a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL, there's none that have stuck out and been like, that guy gets it. But I watch Darnold and I'm like, this dude gets it. I think there's a lot of quarterbacks that are not as good as him. And I think when you look at like the whole mass of the NFL, you look at all 32 teams and you look at the quarterbacks that you would take ahead of Darnold moving forward, there's not that many. I mean, as far as young guys go, you're talking.
Oh, I'd kill for Pat Mahomes right
Oh,
now,
yeah.
but other than that, you
Yeah.
know.
I mean, you're talking Pat Mahomes, you're talking Baker probably. Baker's probably a coin flip at this point because it's still early, but I mean, you could argue Watson. You'd probably take Luck. God, who else is there?
Andrew Luck is good. I think he's a good upper echelon, but I don't think he's top five. I think he's maybe about 7 or 8.
Sure, I agree with that too, but I think you'd probably take Luck over Darnold just because you know what Luck is right now. You don't necessarily know what.
Well, he's
Darnold
also
is.
the field is slow for him now because he's been around a couple of years.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's.
He had a really good year last year too, coming off an injury.
He
He had a
did.
pretty good season last year, and I think if Andrew Luck stays healthy, I think the Colts are going to be a team to be reckoned with.
I think so too.
They're a playoff team for sure this year.
They-
Absolutely.
And you think about that, they drafted arguably the best guard to come out of college in the last 10 years in Quentin Nelson. I would have been totally on board with drafting Quentin if the Jets got Kirk Cousins in free agency. That's who I wanted. But then once the whole Kirk thing didn't work out, I was totally on board. I was on board the Baker train just because I thought Darnold was going one.
Me too. I like Baker because he had a 70% completion
Oh, yeah.
in college,
And
and
he had
that's
the
hard to
mindset.
do.
He had that like, you know what, the Jets are in rough shape, but you know what, I can take the Jets to the next level. And that's why I'm glad he went to the Browns because I'm okay with rooting for the Browns because they really haven't been a rivalry for the Jets ever, outside of like us getting beat by them last year because of
Well, they beat us in a playoff game a couple of years back, kind of bummed me out.
Yeah, but even then, still, they've been so bad for so long that it's almost like Buffalo and Miami. Like, I don't really have any bad feelings towards Buffalo or Miami right now because the Patriots have just run train on us the entire like last 2 decades. So I'm okay with like I have a few buddies that are Bills fans. I don't really have many that are Dolphins fans, but I don't really have any bad feelings towards them. Even though I was there for the Monday Night Miracle, so I got to watch that. I remember the Jets just having. They
Was that the game where Jason Taylor was on the sidelines at halftime,
Yep.
whooping it up,
Yup.
and then he ran off the field crying after Jumbo caught the touchdown?
Oh man, that was incredible. That was.
That was incredible, though. I mean, that was crazy talk.
Was that? I remember. Oh God, this was so long ago now. This would have been what 2000 probably, something like that. 99 maybe. It was like.
Hey, I was at the game when Keyshawn Johnson caught his first touchdown pass.
I feel like I must have been there for that because we had season tickets from like.
Wasn't it the
94.
Colts? Wasn't it a Colts game? No, it wasn't a Colts. That
Oh,
was a 6-6 tie. And
I
it was a
wouldn't.
thunderstorm, and me and my cousin left because it was insane.
I wouldn't know his first touchdown, but I know. So I was at the game where.
No, I was at the game when Keyshawn Johnson caught his first touchdown pass.
Did you have season tickets or were you just like you?
No,
Were
it
you up?
just happened. Me and my cousin used to go a couple, once a year.
Did you
You know,
move? How
I
long
just
ago did you
happened to
move
go.
down to North Carolina?
Oh, I was still in New York at the time, so we're
Oh, okay.
talking, well, this is back
I
in,
mean,
what,
this is 25 years ago
95,
now.
96?
Yeah, this has got to be close
Something
to
like
25
that.
years at this point.
That
Um,
was that.
that's
Oh,
crazy.
and I know someone was talking about, they were mentioning stuff about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I saw on the where they were texting, sending messages to you.
Yeah.
I remember that whole Rich Kotite thing.
Mhm.
Actually, our coach at the time was Pete Carroll.
Oh yeah.
And the reason Leon Hess fired Pete Carroll. The only reason he fired Pete Carroll, because he didn't really get a fair chance. He only had one season.
Yeah.
Was because Rich Kotite was dating Leon Hess's daughter.
No way, really? That's funny. Like there's
It's
stuff that I just
absolute truth. And so he gave the team to Rich Kotite, and I think he had one shit year, and then the next year, Rick Edelson of Sporting News was doing all the teams,
yeah.
and all he said was, the Jets will be lucky to win one game this year. Rich Kotite can't coach. That was his whole
And that was the one.
I mean, he had
15
like
year?
3 paragraphs on the Giants, 3 paragraphs on everything.
Oh.
That was all he said about the Jets. They'll be lucky if they win one game. Rich Kotite can't coach.
Oh God.
And they went
that's
1-15 that year.
That's terrible. They were so bad. I remember I sat through. I think it was that year. I think their only game that they won was in Arizona. I think that was the year. And it was like,
Oh, they were an abortion that lived.
oh,
That's how bad they were.
it's so bad. Oh, God.
They were the epitome. They weren't even the same old Jets. They were a disgusting version of the same old Jets.
They really were. It was now.
Oh
what's your favorite? I guess bad Jets acronym. Is it just end the season, or like the same old Jets thing, or is it just end the suffering? Like
Just end the season.
oh, just end the season. That's always been what it's been for me. And it's been like, you know what? I get so excited, and then we get like 8 weeks in. It's like, God damn it! I can't wait for the draft. It's like crap. I just want Tom Brady to be done, so that way we can have something to fight for.
Well, I was lucky enough to see Namath play.
See, that's cool. I didn't get to see that. It's tough when you watch
Yeah,
old
my
highlights.
dad took me to Shea. We used to go watch him at Shea Stadium in the bleacher seats.
It's tough to get an appreciation for how guys played back then because the speed of the game and the speed of the cameras too are so different now that it's tough to kind of wrap my head around. And it's also
Well, you
totally
want to
different
know
game.
why these guys all suffered from CET
Oh, yeah.
back then? That's because they were a bunch of certifiable lunatics.
Oh yeah.
They would lead with their heads.
Yeah.
A guy would go up for a pass, and he'd get the crown of a helmet right between the shoulder blades.
Yeah, I mean, you look at like
You
Lawrence
talk
Taylor,
about a
any of these guys.
defenseless receiver. Oh my God. Freaking Darryl Stingley got his neck broken
I wish they would bring back.
from one of the Oakland Raiders.
I wish they would bring back Jacked Up because that was an awesome series, and that was what I would come home from school and be like, "Yo, who got jacked up this week?" And it would just be like, "Oh, you know, Reggie Bush got jacked up," and everyone would get hyped up. And it was just before Monday Night Football, and it's like, "Yes, this is what gets me like ready to watch the game." And I get they want to be like healthy and player safety, but oh man, this is a violent game, and you want to watch violence.
Well, it's the Gladiators. That's what it is.
That's exactly it. You're exactly right. I saw something the other day. What's interesting is there used to be, so poor people used to watch, or no, rich people used to watch poor people fight. Now poor people watch rich people fight. It's like totally like whoop, flipped around.
Yeah, prize fighting. Yeah, but most of these Mama Lukes couldn't even take a punch.
No, it's a lot of you look at the players now, and it's like everyone's best friends. I get it; they're all out for the duration of their career. They try to stretch it out as long as they can. So hey, I'm not going to take this dude's head off because whatever it comes around. And if
They avoid fighting the guys that they know that can kick their ass.
yeah, like I just want to see some hate. I want to see some. I wish they would bring back bad mouthing.
That's why fighting has gone down, because a lot of the prize fighters that they don't want to fight the up and comers
Yeah,
because they know some of these kids have got some super talent,
yeah,
and they don't want to A, ruin their reputation, and B, if they do get knocked out by one of these young kids, there goes their paydays forever.
yeah. You might as
I
well
mean,
fight a bunch
Mike
of fluff.
Tyson's the perfect example of that. But his biggest problem was he faced Buster Douglas, and Buster Douglas, for the first time in his career, decided to take a fight seriously.
I
Because he never trained, he never gave a shit, because he was a big fat guy, and he used to be able to just go in and bully his way through a fight and knock guys down. But for Tyson, he trained.
oh yeah. So when you
And
like
for Tyson, the exact opposite.
yeah,
Because
right.
when he hooked up with Don King, Don King told him to get rid of Teddy Atlas because Teddy Atlas did not want Don King around because he knew he was the evil soul of death.
When you watch
There was a
guys,
time you couldn't hit Mike Tyson.
see, those are
Because he was
the guys that were like elite. I feel like when you see the like old, I don't want to say old guys, but when you see the like sports 30, 40 years ago, and those were guys that were just loved the game, and they weren't getting paid a crazy ton of money. Now, the boxers are probably a different story because there was a lot of gambling that went on with them, but like football players at the time, baseball players, all those kind of guys, they did well, but it's not like the contracts they have now. And I feel like you could look at some of the players and be like, oh, you know what? If I was really good and I tried really hard, I bet I could, possibly be there sometime. But now you watch guys and they're
there were
bred.
baseball players used to bag groceries in the off season.
Yeah. I mean, it's those kind of things that are like, it's just they're doing it because they love it. And now it's like they do it because it's a job and because they've trained since they were like 1 year old. They've been throwing a football or they've been, working on their their squats since they were like infants. And
Well, why do you think you could afford to keep your team together? Why do you think the Yankees won like 10 World Series in a row?
Yeah.
Because they paid normal salaries. There was no free agency either. I mean, you were pretty much owned by the team.
Yeah. Well, when did the NFL open free agency? That was like 94, I think, or 93? Or no, that was a salary cap. I don't know when they did when the first free agency was. But, I mean...
Well, I don't agree with the salary cap. We talked about this.
Yeah, we were
They
saying
should get a pass on quarterback and a
Yeah.
pass on one guy on defense.
I agree. I think
Just
you could
a
keep your...
total exemption, and then work the cap from there.
Yeah, I agree.
You
You could pick your own, star players. You keep them on the team. We wouldn't have lost Revis if that was the case.
I mean, why should we have to even risk losing Leo Williams next year?
Yeah. We should have, keep one
we
stud
just
on a
we're just
monster
finally
contract.
starting to put together a cohesive defensive unit with some really good stud players. And I hope Williams switches to the four. Well, here's the other thing. Greg Williams, he says he's doing 3-4.
Yeah.
He's doing everything. He's doing hybrid.
Oh, I agree.
They're gonna be a base 4-3 on most pass rushes anyway, because you're gonna have Leo and Quinnen right on the gap at the center, and then you're gonna have the two edge rushers.
Yeah.
However you want to configure it. You can call him a linebacker, but he's really a defensive end.
Oh, yeah.
Because Williams runs all sorts of high. I mean, he'll even run a 5-2, and he'll do anything.
I cannot wait to watch this defense, specifically the pass rush. I'm a big fan of Ja'Kai Polite. I think if he's motivated, and I think they should put his locker between Jamal Adams and C.J. Mosley and just build this kid up right. Quentin Williams is already a good guy,
Ja'Kai?
like Ja'Kai, yeah. If you throw him between
Ja'Kai
those two,
Polite, yeah.
I think you try to groom him the right way. You get him surrounded by the right players, and then you build it from there. And I think
I
he
would
can be
roommate
special.
him with Sam Darnold on the road.
What was that?
I would actually put Ja'Kai Polite as a roommate of Sam Darnold.
I could see it. I think I would prefer Darnold with one of the weapons, like maybe Quincy or Robbie or Crowder, or I guess you could do Bell too. I mean, whoever he could develop chemistry with, I think I'd probably
No, not Bell. Not Bell.
not Bell. He
No,
turned.
Bell's in the private room.
He's gonna need. Bell's got to have someone that can rap. Was it
Bell's a
Darrelle
diva.
Revis that had a?
He's a diva,
I think
and we
Revis
got to
had a rap.
understand it that he's a diva. But when you're that good, you deserve it.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, you've earned the right to talk smack because you have.
Ooh, maybe Polite with Adams.
Yeah, I think Polite with Adams would make sense. I think you get two guys that are, from the SEC.
I mean, you put
can
him with a
Polite
Pro
and
Bowl
May.
kid with a motor that doesn't stop.
Polite knows
Perfect.
May. They played on the same team. So there's that.
Huh?
I think Polite and May were teammates. I'm pretty sure. They both came from Florida. So
Well, they both played for LSU. Wait.
No, Polite and May.
That's right. Polite and the Gators. Yeah, they were both Gators.
They're
Yeah.
both Gators, yeah. I mean, Adams is going to know him too, I'm sure. What's Adams? This is his third year now coming up? So,
Yeah, Jamal.
so they
Third?
definitely
Fourth
played
year.
together.
Third.
Third year. because he's the same year as Mahomes. Man, that's
So
crazy.
good.
How good is Patrick Mahomes though? I went down to the PGA
I
show.
love the fact that Patrick Mahomes plays quarterback like a point guard.
Oh
Looks
yeah,
at the center and then throws it to the forward. I mean, that's what he's doing. He's looking one way and throwing, and now this year he's putting a shield on his helmet.
he makes me feel like I think Patrick Mahomes is Steph Curry on a football field. That's sort of the feeling.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. He's a
same,
point guard.
Yeah.
He is a point guard. He's not a quarterback. He's a fucking point guard.
Yeah.
He looks one way. He does these no-look passes.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, the closest
he's
thing
murder for
Favre,
safety. Absolute murder for safety.
I can like the only player that I can think of that is like sort of in that same like it feels like he's playing backyard football, and you know Favre felt that way to me, but he's so much faster and just like I mean he's got a cannon. I mean Favre had a cannon too, but man, it is insane to watch Mahomes play. And
Favre was stupid though.
Yeah, he was, but I mean he made a lot of bad decisions.
He was not what I would call a high intelligent quarterback. And I know I'm probably going to hear bullshit about it. People are probably going to talk about me now on the thing.
Yeah,
but think about this. He did stupid things. Like that last game when he was in the playoffs with the Vikings.
Yeah.
All he had to do was play it easy, kick a field goal, win the game. What does he do? He throws an interception.
Yeah, that's been like the story of his whole career, though. He's lived and died with that gunslinger mentality, and that's how he's got to go out, I guess. I mean, you can't...
Well, he died on that one.
Yeah, you can't have a... you can't change, what is it, zebra stripes or whatever, or... I don't know. I think I loved Favre, and I would have loved to see some of the quarterbacks like a Marino, like Favre, play in today's NFL and see what they could have done, because I think it's a totally different game. It's not even the same game that it was. You know,
could you imagine Tom Brady playing against the Steelers in the 70s?
Dude, if they
where you got freaking
game,
Mean Joe Green, L.C. Greenwood, freaking Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, freaking all these insane people coming at you. He would have if he would have got tackled and did the motion to throw a flag.
Dude, it's
Jack Lambert would have stepped on his head.
I cannot, dude. I can't stand the whole like, you know, this generation's quarterback and this generation's football player in general, but quarterback specifically because of how they're protected. Like, you don't get the hits anymore. Your career is going to be extended because they're protecting you longer, which is, you know, fine, but.
And but it's not football anymore.
No, it's not. It's a totally different game.
Special
teams is not special.
I feel terrible for what happened to what's his name on Green Bay last year.
Rodgers?
Not Rodgers. The defensive, the guy with the long hair.
Oh, Matthews? Yeah.
Matthews. Clean, beautiful quarterback staff.
Oh, yeah.
Clean hit.
Yep.
Clean, beautiful.
It had to be 2 or 3 of them, right?
Flag. Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me?
That drove me bananas. That's gonna.
See, if I would have gotten thrown out of the game because I'd have taken my helmet off and I'd have clocked the ref right in the head with my helmet.
Oh man.
And I'd have quit right then and there. I would have said, this ain't even fucking football anymore. This is bullshit.
That's one of the things you want to see Rodgers come back the other way, and it's like longest yard where Adam Sandler whips the ball at the ref's nuts because he's calling penalties. Just like pull something like that. It's like, oh yeah, sorry, you were just in the way. Whack.
No, but I'm sorry. I mean, I can understand hits to the head.
Yeah.
You know, taking the elbow or the forearm and slapping the guy in the head or the chin or any of that stuff. But I mean, you know, come on. I mean,
I think it happened to J.J. Watt last year too.
Brady's trying to get a flag thrown just from a clean tackle.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I can't stand it.
I can't stand Brady because when he throws an interception, he walks off the field cursing and mumbling under his breath. When every other quarterback throws an interception, they walk off the field. They don't act like a jerk. Brady acts like a jerk.
Dude, that's just it. You watch Brady, and it's like, man, I just hate his mannerisms. I hate him complain. It's like, dude, you're getting the benefit of the doubt every single time. Your players are allowed to hold on the offensive line.
On the playoff game.
Yeah.
He did the tuck rule. What the fuck? You can't invent a rule in the middle of a playoff game.
Dude, you want to put the tinfoil hat on real quick and, like,
yeah,
go somewhere? So, I think it's a little fishy that I'm pretty sure that's the right year too. That's the year they won the Super Bowl. That's the year right after 9/11. You're telling me that the Patriots win after 9/11? If there's ever a thing to be fixed, oh God, that looks pretty dicey to me. I don't
Well,
know.
I've seen some plays. They showed a couple of plays where guy was going after the ball,
Yeah,
and you could see him pull his hand back
yeah.
right as the ball was coming to him.
Oh,
There is a bit of a fix in with the NFL, unfortunately.
I think there is.
The
I think there's
Patriots
too
were the
much money.
darlings, and that was it.
There's too much money involved, and especially now that I don't understand why this isn't a bigger issue, but Robert Kraft and Jerry Jones own a part of DraftKings, and I don't understand how guys that can employ refs and make rules in a league are allowed to have a stake in gambling in that league. Like it doesn't make sense.
Because those are the two biggest cheaters in the
They
NFL.
are. Oh God, don't you hate it? Like the cards are stacked against us all the time.
You will never get Jets playing the Patriots. The Jets will never get the benefit call ever.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen. We got it with God. One of my favorite moments as a Jet fan was when Rex called the refs and was like, "Yo, they're gonna do this shady stuff with that field goal kick with the Patriots. Watch for it." And then like the very next play, they're like, "Oh yeah, here's the penalty because we were looking for it." And oh man, that was one of my favorite moments as a Jet fan, and it was like so minuscule because I don't think we even wound up like having.
Oh, is that where they push the center down and jump over the
Yeah.
center? They do that.
Yeah,
That's
they
illegal,
pushed the
and the
center.
Patriots did it all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see. I'd like to see. I think they did it with Odell. I don't understand why teams don't take their best player and just jump over the center, like just clear him. You got the athletes to do it and block kicks all day long, like as long as you don't use your own player as a leverage point.
Catapult.
Yeah, you're allowed
Yeah,
to.
you can't step on your players' backs to jump up.
Yeah, exactly. But we got guys that can jump out of the gym. You're talking 40-inch verticals, 45-inch verticals. Like get those dudes that are
Hey,
like
get your
6'5".
receivers in the second level on that line and just have them jump as high as they can.
Dude, imagine DeAndre
Especially
Hopkins.
on a long field goal, because you got to go a lower angle on them.
Oh yeah, I mean just imagine DeAndre Hopkins like leaping over a line. Like the dude's huge. He's got a huge wingspan. I don't understand why teams don't do it more.
How many teams in the NFL would have loved to have LeBron James as a tight end?
Oh my God. If LeBron James went into any sport, he'd be incredible. If he was a goalie in soccer, he would be incredible. The dude is an absolute physical freak. Man, I would watch him play badminton. Like
He is a human freak of nature,
I've never seen
and he's a good kid too.
Yeah, I do like LeBron. I'm not big on the whole super team thing because I think that's not that I watch much NBA, but I think that kind of ruined the NBA for me in a little like sort of fashion.
Oh, it definitely ruined the. I mean, when Kevin Durant went to Golden State, I was like, this is
Yeah,
fun.
it's like come on, dude, you just lost to Golden State in like Game 7, and now you go join them. Like that's why I don't know. I hope he comes to New York. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Kevin Durant, and I hope he can take the media heat in New York. But I would love to see him try to kind of regain, that credibility of like, hey, I know I went over there, but I went there to like learn how to win, and now I'm going to reclaim, the throne for the Knicks, and that would just be awesome.
Is he a free agent?
He's going to opt out. Yeah, he's going to be a free agent after this year, and there's a
The
lot of
Knicks are
rumors.
such a disaster, though. Come on, buddy.
Dude,
They are the worst sports franchise in
They're-
all of sports right now.
They stink. There's rumors, though. I don't know if you hear them down in North Carolina. There's rumors that I think the Knicks are the fourth favorite to win the NBA title next year, according to Vegas. I think that's what it was, or maybe it was one of the top teams to win the East. It might be one of the top 4 teams to win the East.
The Knicks?
The Knicks, because they believe that Durant and Kyrie.
Well, I know they just legalized marijuana in Vegas, but are they? What the hell are they? Are they on heroin or something?
No, see, they think Durant's going to go to the Knicks. They think Kyrie might go to the Knicks, and then there was a thought that the Knicks were going to get Zion, but now they got the 3rd pick in the draft, which just sucks because there's only 2 really good guys. I mean, I think the Knicks are going to be trending up, and it's possible that they go with Durant, and then maybe they trade for Anthony Davis.
Well, if
or
they
something.
get Kyrie Irving and they get Kevin Durant, I mean, there's only, yeah, that would help. At least they'd make the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's gonna. I don't know. I think they're gonna turn around. I think Durant. I hope he
I'm
goes.
surprised LeBron went to LA. That was just so cliche.
I'm not a big.
I mean, he's a industrial town kind of guy.
I'm not a big Colin
I
Cowherd
mean,
guy.
South Beach was nice, but come on.
I'm not a big Colin Cowherd guy, but Cowherd said it best. LeBron is in the mogul stage of his career. He has the hey, I need to chase and kind of make as much money as possible, or kind of build a name for myself. Then it's okay. Now I want to win championships, and that's what his time in Miami. He has that reclamation project. We're coming back to Cleveland. He accomplished the ring that he got.
He gave Cleveland their championship, so they can't ever hate him again.
That was the biggest thing for his career, and now it's just the mogul stage. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go to LA. I'm just going to ride out into the sunset. I'm going to make as much money as I can while I can. I'll set myself up for the after football life, and I don't think we'll ever see LeBron in another title game again. That's my feeling.
He's going to follow in the footsteps of Magic Johnson and become an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I think
and a
so.
philanthropist.
It sucks because he's awesome to watch, but I think a lot of players don't necessarily want to play for him or with him anymore. At least like the younger guys, I think they see that there's LA. You don't need to be in LA, and honestly, you don't need to be in New York either. You can win and you can do well.
You're in LA. You want to be in the Clippers now.
Yeah, right. No, it's true. I mean, the Lakers feel like they don't know what they're doing. They feel very much like they're like West Coast Knicks with more talent.
Well, when the Doc died, and his idiot son took over, that was it.
Well, it was the son and the daughter, right? The daughter's running the basketball operations right now, Jeannie.
Yeah, running it into the ground.
Yeah, it's been bad. At least she's like tried to do the right thing. I mean, I'm sure the son tried to do the right thing too, but I think she at least like sort of had a little more knowledge on the situation. I don't know.
Anyway, what's going on with the Patriots?
Dude, I hope they burn in hell. I don't know. I haven't followed them much.
I mean, I watch you, and I watch Jet Central, the kid down in Florida.
Sure.
And I even watch Gangrene David sometimes. And there's this one guy, Howie, that does it, I think.
Yep. He's Jets HQ.
Yeah, Jets HQ.
I've watched like a little bit of his stuff. I haven't caught enough of it, but he seems
all
like a
right.
pretty funny guy.
But the kid down in Florida, he's pretty knowledgeable.
Yeah.
He's a little excitable, but he's needs to calm down just a touch. But he's pretty smart.
I like Jet Central.
Let me get off the phone so someone else can get a call in here, because I know what it's like waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, dude. I appreciate you calling in.
All right, and for those listening, there's like a 3-second, 5-second delay, so I've already hung up. Bye.
Bye-bye. That was a long conversation. That was like 45 minutes. But I only got like 24 people watching at this point, which is probably, a thing that I should have like kicked him off a little while ago. Howie's the man, Big Green. Howie is a good guy. He's a funny dude too. He's got like just the voice, what would you call it? Like is it inflection in the voice or whatever? He's a funny dude. I should probably watch more of his stuff than I do. I've just been so busy. I haven't watched any of his stuff. Oh, we got someone calling in.
Call from.
Grandpa Mark.
To accept, press 1. To send.
Oh, Grandpa Mark, thank you for calling in before, and I apologize that I couldn't hear you. Or you couldn't hear me.
No problem. You think you could have stayed on the line any longer with that last guy?
Oh man, it was like 40 minutes. There was only like 25 people, and no one's talking in the comments. I was like, you know what? I might as well keep this.
All right, you know what? I promise you, from now on, I'll comment. I'll say, get the hell off with this idiot.
I need the ejector seat. I kind of liked the. It was like, what was it? It was 2 weeks ago where the phone would just kick people off like partway through the conversation.
Yeah, no, that was last week when that happened.
Yeah, I actually kind of liked it. It was sort of like made it interesting. It was like, oh, you better ask your question quicker. You might get kicked.
Well, the main reason why I tried calling back was because not the last guy, but the guy before that, you were talking about how you love Jamal Adams, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, when I called you last week, you remember, I don't know if you remember, I was calling you from Hawaii.
Yeah, that's right. How was it?
Right.
You were
Okay.
you were
So wait, this is,
working, or no? You were with your buddies on a fishing trip, right?
right. So this is what I'm getting at. Yeah, I'm out fishing, and the second day we were out bill fishing. In other words, the black and blue marlin. So we decided whichever one we catch first, we decided if we catch a black marlin first, because we're all Jet fans.
Yeah.
So before I get into that, so what we do is we don't keep the fish. We tag them and we release them.
Yeah.
So the boat that we were on, the tags that the captain had, they're little, they're like teeth, but they become encapsulated, and you stick it in the fish, and it's an oceanographic type of whatever it is. But anyway, but on the paper in the tag, the ones that this particular guy had, you can name the fish.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So we decided if we catch a black marlin first, we're going to name it Jamal Adams, and if we catch a blue marlin first, we would name him Sam Darnold.
Okay.
So right now there is about a 600 or 700 pound black marlin swimming around the South Pacific named Jamal Adams.
That's great. So the tag, like, can they track that tag and they're able to like be like, oh, yo, that's Jamal Adams?
Yes, exactly. Like if somebody did the first fish we caught
Yeah.
that we tagged, it hadn't been tagged, so it had never been tagged previously. So now this fish, if he gets caught again, whoever catches him will take this tag out and re-tag him.
That's great. So
Yeah.
how long do you think, I don't know if you know this answer or not, how long does one of those fish live for? Do they have like a long lifespan? Like sharks have a really long lifespan. I don't know if that's like a fish thing that just live a long time.
I mean, billfish. Look, I mean, like I said, the first that black marlin we caught, he had to be between I would say anywhere between 500 to 700 pounds. So he was probably at least maybe between 3 to 5 years old. But exactly how long they live, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, look, people have caught black marlin that have been 1,200 to 1,300 pound fish.
Wow. That's got
So the black marlin is the one marlin that grows the biggest, and it's also the fastest fish in the ocean. It's been supposedly black marlin at full speed underwater, obviously.
Yeah. So it's not running on land.
It can reach up to 80 to 85 miles per hour.
Whoa. Holy smokes.
Yeah,
That's
very
stupid
fast fish.
Are you sure it's not like knots? That's
No, it's miles per hour.
whew. Holy
Yeah,
smokes.
they're incredible fish. But yeah. So anyway, the guy that you were on with, the last guy, he was saying something about I'm just very interested because I like to talk about the Jets teams of old,
Sure.
and he mentioned something about Rich Kotite dating Leon Hess's daughter. I hadn't heard that before. That's interesting.
Yeah, no, that was cool. That was a neat little factoid. I don't know if I should look it up and see if it's true or if I should just take it as fact and like just run with it the rest of my life because that's what I used to do. Where it was like my dad would tell me something, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's true. My dad told me that clouds were made by airplanes, and that was like first grade. I was like, teacher goes, where are clouds from? Airplanes. No, and I was like, no, I know I'm right. My dad told me, like, you know.
And also, I wanted to talk to you. Great movies that are coming out.
Yeah.
What's with this fascination about Godzilla movies? I don't get it.
When I was a kid, I got my little Godzilla right here. Actually, I'll pull him up. I was a big dinosaur fan, and actually, along with that little Godzilla, I got my. This is gonna be my wedding cake topper. I have a little dinosaur with a bow tie, a little ceramic dinosaur, And
Okay.
I have a piggy bank that's a dinosaur over here. So I've always been a big dinosaur guy. If you ask me what I did as a kid, it was dinosaurs versus Tonka trucks in the dirt. That was like my playtime. And like,
Right. I hear you.
for whatever reason, it was, I guess, like the early 90s, there was a lot of paleontology. Jurassic Park had just come out. There was a whole big, like, fascination with all that kind of stuff. And so
Right,
Godzilla's
sure, I
always
hear
been
you.
kind of near and dear to me because of that.
Right.
It was
But I'll
also,
tell you, the movies that I'm really looking forward to seeing that are coming out this year
yeah.
is number one, the new Tarantino movie's coming out soon.
What one's that?
It's called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I did see a trailer for that. That looks cool.
Yeah, DiCaprio's in it,
Yep.
Brad Pitt's in it, Margot Robbie. But anyway, looking forward to that. Also looking forward to the new Scorsese movie that's coming out, The Irishman. Have you heard about that one?
I haven't heard about that one.
Yeah, it's all the greats are in it. De Niro's in it.
That's interesting for me. I love the big the big producers that put out good, or I guess directors, not producers, that put out the great movies year after year. Like Tarantino's movies are always great. Like I love Django Unchained was really good. Pulp Fiction was really good.
All of his movies are great.
everything.
All of them.
And I've always liked that sort of stuff. Scorsese's
And by the
really
way,
good.
in the Scorsese movie, like I said, there's Pacino and Joe Pesci came back to be in this movie.
It's like Casino or whatever. Forget
Oh, and also, I heard you say that you're a superhero guy.
Oh yeah.
I guess, are you looking forward to the new Joker with Joaquin Phoenix?
Nope, not at all. I think my favorite Joker was the Heath Ledger one, and it was just so well done. And I think this part of the myth is like, since he died because of like, the state of mind that he was in, I think that played a part of it too. But I just think the Dark Knight series was so good, it's going to be hard to try and top that Joker. Like, I like the Jokers from the
Have you
90s.
seen the trailer for the new one?
I have. I'll watch it, but the DC stuff, it's been hit or miss with me. I think the Dark Knight series has been my favorite series, or like, of Batman's, I guess, history.
Right. Right.
I would watch it though. It'll probably be one I catch for a matinee or maybe after it comes out on DVD. I don't know if I'll actually go to see it.
Well, look, with me, I'm not a DC guy. If I'm going to watch them, I prefer them off. But
Sure.
I think Joaquin Phoenix is a top-notch actor. I mean, he's an Oscar winner. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I like when actors, you get a good actor to do it. Like I didn't like Jared Leto that did the last one. He was in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, then don't like that at all.
Oh man, that was terrible. I actually turned that movie off. There's not many movies that I'll turn off, and that one was like, I got 25 minutes in, a half hour in, I was like, nope.
Yeah, no, that's not what's that called? Suicide Squad,
Suicide
right?
Squad. Oh man, it was terrible.
Yeah, not good at all. But all right, look, it's 10 o'clock. I know it's time for you to wrap it up, so I will hang up and go walk the dog, and I will. Are you going to be on next week?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be on next week. I'm starting to run out of stuff to talk about during these things. I hope some jet news happens.
Right, I hear you, man. But all right, I'm glad you got the phone working. I'll speak to you next week.
All right, dude, I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in. Grandpa Mark, everyone. And you guys know what time it is. 10 o'clock. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Hopefully, I won't have the technical difficulties with the microphone or with the call-ins. I'll get everything working. This is it. Jets Talk signing off. One more time.